Tinney?
Here.
Owen?
Here.
Heben?
Here.
Reynolds?
Here.
Motion to excuse Ms. Eckel.
Second.
All those in favor of excusing Mrs. Eckel, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is there a motion to approve the minutes for the April 1st, 2024 regular council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes from April the 1st, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the April 22nd, 2024 regular council meeting?
There, we're going to add safety, finance and insurance and facilities under the committee report, so it needs to be a motion to accept as amended.
Move to accept the agenda as amended. Second.
All those in favor of accepting the agenda as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, committee reports. Recreation.
Thank you, Mayor. Rossford Parks and Recreation Committee for 4/1/24 in attendance, Toby Ledesma, myself, Brenda Reynolds, Dan Wilburn, Carol Zukowski-Eckel, and Terry McKnight. The meeting was called to order at 5:15 p.m. Eagle Scout presentation. The board heard an Eagle Scout presentation from Kara Bollinger. She is looking to make some garden boxes that can be used as community garden for the city of Rossford. Explained her project and took questions from the board. She hopes to finish the project this fall. Capital improvement projects, excuse me, the concession stand and restrooms are going through final inspection for restroom water. Once finished, it will go through health inspection to open the concessions. 2024 capital improvement plans. The board had discussions on 2024 capital improvement plans. The board discussed moving forward with plans to renovate the recreation center. These renovations will include new flooring, new workout equipment, and new doors and locks. 2024 levy discussion. Mr. Ledesma is looking for someone to be a treasurer for their fundraising account. Field rental. The board discussed baseball field rental process at the Recreation Center and heard from Jimmy Grandowitz from the Rossford Baseball Club about conflicts and scheduling. Currently, their director oversees all baseball field rentals as they come in at different times of the year. The board asked to have something more in writing for situations such as this. The meeting was adjourned at 5:50 p.m.
Okay, any comments or questions? Safety.
Public Health and Safety Committee, Friday, March 22nd, 2024, 5 p.m. Public Health and Safety Committee met on Friday, March 22nd, 2024, with the meeting beginning at 5 p.m. In attendance were Chiefs Kitzler and Druard, committee members Heben, Oberdorf, Toth, and City Administrator Murray. The Fire Department discussed their monthly report, prep for the eclipse, the award of Firefighter of the Year to Michael Outland, and the SAFER grant that was to be applied for. Police Department gave updates on flock cameras, a proposed drone, the purchase of a new-to-us vehicle for the detectives, update on and updating the reinstating a K-9 unit, and their preps for the eclipse. Meeting adjourned at 5:50 p.m.
Any comments or question on the safety committee meeting? Okay, finance.
Thank you, Mayor. Rossford Finance and Insurance Committee met April 1st. In attendance were Zachary Owen, Rachel Tinney, Chris Heben, Allison Murray, Chris Kirk, and Kevin Heben. Meeting was called to order at 5:15 p.m. First item on the agenda was 2023 Annual Financial Report. Finance Director Chris Kirk explained the annual financial report is being drafted now in coordination with outside consultants Schoenhart and Associates. It is on track for submissions at the end of May. Second item was 2023 audit. Much of the Finance Department's recent time has been consumed by prepping for the annual financial audit. This audit is scheduled for 4/22. Third item was a hybrid fire discussion. Finance Director Chris Kirk generated an estimated cost for a hybrid fire department model by request of Councilman Owen. Lastly was public comments. Committee was asked if it had reviewed and understood the budget prior to making decisions. Finance Director Chris Kirk explained the process of how the budget is developed and approved with input from legal counsel Kevin Heben. Mr. Kirk committed to making sure that when the budget is developed mid-year 2024, it will be explained in detail so all of council is aware of the expected costs. The meeting adjourned at 5:27 PM.
Okay, any questions or comments in regards to finance? Facilities.
The Facilities, Parks, and Marina Committee met on 4/15/24 at 4 PM in City Hall. In attendance were committee members Councilperson Tinney, Councilperson Reynolds, and Councilperson Toth, as well as Public Works Director Tyler Kolb, Police Chief Todd Kitzler, and City Administrator Allison Murray. The committee discussed moving ahead with Administrator Murray ordering the flags for the end of the walls at the marina that are designed to deter the birds. Ms. Reynolds mentioned that a citizen had approached her asking if there was anything the city could do about the number of seagulls that swarm the marina and dirty the boats at a previous committee meeting. And Administrator Murray said we could try the flags to see if they helped matters. Councilmember Tinney discussed the possibility of decorative features on the bridge over Grassy Creek that ODOT is set to replace in 2025. Administrator Murray will get information on the cost to do so. Chief Kitzler had asked the committee members to look over the marina rules at a previous committee meeting, as some may no longer apply or make sense, and the committee discussed changes they would like to see put into place and be put on the agenda for the next council meeting on 4/22/24. The meeting adjourned at 4:39 PM.
Okay, any questions or comments? Report of the mayor and administrator. Allison, do you have anything this evening?
Just very quickly, brush pickup is taking place this week. So you can look on the city website and it will tell you what day, what streets will be picked up. So if you have brush, it's good to get it out this week because we'll be picking it up beginning tomorrow. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. I had said that I would look at applications and emails and phone calls in regards to people wanting to serve on the special committee to help guide and steer the administration and city council in regards to our fire and EMS issues. At this time, I would ask council to accept my appointments of Alan Sattler, James Kimball, former Rossford Fire Chief John Vidra, Rossford Fire Chief Josh Druard, Rossford Lieutenant Michael Outland, Rossford Captain Joe Bella, Caroline Eckel, Zach Owen, and Rachel Tinney.
You want a motion to accept it? I would move to accept the mayor's appointment for the committee.
Second.
Individual. Vote on the motion to accept the mayor's appointments to the fire committee, I guess we're calling it. Toth,
Yay.
Oberdorf,
Aye.
Tinney,
Aye.
Owen,
Aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Mr. Watcho, any correspondence?
Yes, Mayor, I have several pieces of correspondence. The first four are memorandums from Chief Kitzler. First one is to Sergeant Anthony Allen. Congratulations on being named the Wood County NAMI CIT. You'll have to ask the chief what the CIT stands for. Officer, what is it?
Crisis intervention.
Okay, being named the Crisis Intervention Officer of the Year. This award recognizes an officer that has positively affected the lives of people in the community they serve. In your case, it was the many incidents that you responded to over the past year that involved some type of crisis intervention. The nomination that was submitted to NAMA reads, this individual became CIT trained in 2023 and has shown how the training has helped improve their awareness to help others struggling with mental illness. This officer exercised compassion when helping a resident when so much help from other areas has failed them. The officer stepped up to make contact with the individual's mother and shared phone numbers to remain in contact. This individual has taken their education along with their experiences on the job and has sat and communicated with this person to help them through crisis. As we all know, what we perceive as a crisis and what others perceive may all be taken differently. This officer utilized their compassionate nature and really listened and helped this person and patiently listened to their many calls to reach out to someone. This officer consistently displays their department mission statement, community first through service and partnerships. This person has served their department for approximately 10 years and not only shines with his professionalism and integrity, but he also takes great pride in his dedication to our profession. Your commitment to our mission and core values continues to be an example for all of us to follow. Keep up the outstanding work. The next memo is addressed to Sergeant Anthony Allen, Officer Keon Demansky, Officer Travis Whitmore, and Officer Michael Sebastian. I would like to commend all of you for your actions on April 8th, 2024, during a vehicle pursuit and subsequent arrest of the driver. The pursuit started on Crossroads Parkway as the driver fled a traffic stop and continued into the city of Perrysburg. During the pursuit, the driver traveled into oncoming lanes several times on Crossroads Parkway and US Route 20 and rammed a police vehicle on more than one occasion. The pursuit ended when the driver fled the vehicle on foot into a residential neighborhood on East River Road in Perrysburg Township. A short foot pursuit and taser deployment stopped the fleeing felon, and the situation came to an end without any of our officers being injured. All of you displayed great judgment and decisiveness during this stressful incident. Vehicular and foot pursuits can be two of the most dangerous things an officer does, and all of you proved that training and risk management can lead to a positive outcome. Next one is addressed to Sergeant Allen and Officer Michael Sebastian. I received, is Vince still here? Vince, you even got mentioned in this one. I received an email from our IT consultant, Vince Krolak, on March 20th, 2024, expressing his gratitude to the both of you for assisting him with the installation of critical updates to our MDTs. He also stated that your knowledge and willingness to help greatly increased our ability to track our fleet more accurately. I appreciate both of you for your willingness to make our department more efficient and safer for our officers. This one is to Sergeant Allen, Officer Perez, Officer Demansky, and Officer Whitmore. I would like to commend all of you for your response to a person in crisis on the morning of March 27th, 2024. Upon arrival, you were informed that the person was armed with a knife and had harmed himself. After over 45 minutes of attempting to de-escalate the situation, the person was safely taken into custody after a taser deployment and was transported to the hospital for evaluation and treatment. This incident could have turned out much worse for the person in crisis if it was not for the professionalism and compassion that all of you displayed that morning. And the final one is to Officer Brandon Dean, and this is from Lieutenant Craig Revelle. Officer Dean, I would like to commend you on a job well done. While on duty on April 3rd, 2024, you assisted the Ohio State Highway Patrol with a vehicle pursuit that entered our city limits on I-75. The suspect vehicle was fleeing at a high rate of speed with no headlights on, creating an extremely dangerous situation for the traveling public. Acting quickly, you were able to successfully deploy stop sticks into the path of the suspect vehicle, which deflated the vehicle's tires. This ultimately led to the apprehension of the suspect by the Highway Patrol. Deploying stop sticks oftentimes comes at great risk to personal safety. However, you used your training and great decision-making to minimize that risk and help terminate a dangerous pursuit. Thank you for demonstrating dedication to serving the public and excellence in the performance of your duties. That's it, Mayor.
Chief, please pass on our thank yous to those officers. They're an amazing group. Introduction of ordinances. Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-26 by title only?
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-26 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with Feller Finch for the purpose of engineering services. This is the second reading.
Allison?
This is the Colony Road culvert. As we talked about at the last council meeting, the culvert is the problem, so we can't really repair the road until we fix the issues with the culvert. And I'm sure the people that live at the bottom of Colony, the hill there, would appreciate the fact that when we get water, it doesn't end up in their basement. So we'd like to fix this. We do get a grant from the Ohio Public Works Commission, so this is actually to enter into an agreement with Feller and Finch to do the design work in order to complete this project.
I'll
Go ahead.
motion to suspend with the third reading.
Second.
Anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All in favor of suspending with the third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Does this need an emergency? No. Move to adopt ordinance 2024-26.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt. Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-28 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-28 is an ordinance approving the purchase of sodium chloride, rock salt, under the agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for the winter contract 081-25 and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Go ahead.
Housekeeping, Allison.
We do this every year. We have to let ODOT know how much salt we're planning to purchase so that they can go out for bid for all of it.
I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading, please.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it?
One question. States that it's cost to be determined. Is there a reason that we have to commit before? We know the cost?
ODOT has always done it this way. So each year they ask us to figure out how much salt we think we'll use. Tyler's been doing this for how many years now? He always has a really good idea on what it is. It usually comes in between $55 and $65 per ton, which is roughly $45,000, $50,000.
Okay, thanks.
Was there nobody?
Yeah.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare ordinance 2024-28 an emergency measure.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt 2024-28. Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Oberdorf. Toth.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-29 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-29 is an ordinance approving the electric aggregation plan of operation. This is a first reading.
About a month ago, I came to you guys with the natural gas plan of operation to continue to participate with the aggregation in Northwest Ohio. This is the electric one. There's no hurry on this one, but I did want to get it in front of you guys, so in case you had questions.
I have no questions. I'll move to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-29. Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Toth. Reynolds.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-30 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-30 is an ordinance authorizing the administration to dispose of certain surplus property not needed for any municipal purpose and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
These are items that the rec center has gone through from the parks and the recreation center and determined that they are either broken or in need of repair. We've already ordered new, there's already new coming, so this is the old outdated equipment.
Move to suspend with the second and third readings.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare ordinance 2024-30, an emergency measure.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt 2024-30. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Tenney.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-31 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-31 is an ordinance authorizing the award of a contract for the Jennings Road Street Reconstruction Project and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
We opened bids last week for the Jennings Road project, and we had the engineering firm do a bid analysis of those, and they are recommending awarding the bid to the lowest and best at Helms and Sons.
When will this project start?
Later this summer.
Gotcha. Do we want to get going on this?
There are, the sooner it gets awarded, the sooner the process gets in place, the sooner we have the pre-construction meeting, the sooner that they start on it.
Move to suspend second and third readings.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening or any questions in regards to it? Mr. Menards, could you please come up and state your name and address into the microphone, please?
Joe Menards, 220 Jennings Road, Rossford, Ohio. Has consideration been given to Hillcrest and Riverside Drive, doing it before we do Jennings? Because if you do Jennings first, then
They're part of the project now.
We're gonna bump them up so that when they are doing, they'll have Riverside and Riverside and Hillcrest done at the end of Jennings, and then they'll pave it off.
thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? Okay, no.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare ordinance 2024-31 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-31. Heben.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Tenney.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-32 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-32 is an ordinance approving a contract with Wood County to furnish emergency management services for the city of Rossford and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
This is our annual agreement with the Wood County EMA, and the EMA is there if we were to have a tornado, if we were to have a huge crisis, they would come in and help us coordinate that situation. They're always there for us regardless. There could be any, they have updates, they have trainings. Everyone in Wood County participates.
Go ahead, Chris.
Motion to suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Anybody in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare ordinance 2024-32 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-32. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye.
Is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-33 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-33 is an ordinance repealing Rossford Municipal Code Section 925.04, Rules and Regulation of the Rossford Marina, and enacting a new Section 925.04 with revised marina rules and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
The Facilities, Parks, and Marina Committee met, and the result is the additions or corrections to the existing rules. Exhibit A is as they appear now, and Exhibit B is the suggested new language.
Did have a question about one of the changes, specifically launching item number 1, removing the ban on launches between midnight and 5 a.m. What was the reason that was decided to be done?
Mostly fishing. Most people we know go out before 5 o'clock in the morning. Most people we know are out by 4. So, and we felt that you also might have a right to take your boat out at 12 o'clock at night if that's how you see fit, as long as you're not disturbing people.
That was the only one I had.
You want to get this done tonight?
The sooner the better, correct?
I can't see back there. Jeff, please come up to the microphone.
Jeff Hadlock, 177 Hannum Avenue. My response is exactly what you're talking about. That rule, I believe, was put in long before a lot of you guys are starting to pay attention to Marina, so that the citizens on Hannum, the residents on Hannum, don't have to listen to loud trucks, noisy trailers, noisy boaters coming up the road. And it's never been enforced, believe me, but I have asked about it in the past. I'd appreciate it if you kept it in place. I don't know why the issue is that you're taking that out. I found beer bottles in my yard. They happen to throw them out, or they blow out of the boat. I've had people pull up in front of my house because something comes loose, off that trailer, and start making noise. I'm a very light sleeper. I don't sleep well, but I think that, I understand it's an enforcement thing that never happens, but it's something that if there is damage, if there's something going on, that gives us some sort of, key to bite into it. I'd like to see you either consider it, maybe look into it, maybe check with the residents around the area. I know it only affects Hannum, because that's where they come, but it does become an issue at times.
It would affect Jennings, because that's where the majority of the people would park.
This is at Hannum, this is the launch road, Hannum.
I understand. I'm
Okay.
just saying it would affect Jennings as well, because
Well,
most
yeah,
people
well,
park on
to
that
some
side.
point, yeah, to some point, but not as much with the boat trailers.
Sure.
That
Understood.
type of thing, which is why the ramp issue is the issue. Not necessarily motors parking over on the other side, leaving, but it's the ramp issue. And I understand that, I guess I don't understand. Most of the time, people are launching early, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock sometimes. They're mostly duck hunters, and there's only 3 or 4 of them anymore that use it. There's not that many. Sometimes the boaters are headed for the bay or something like that. They get an early start. That's not so much the issue. It's the evening when they come in, they're partying, and they're sometimes can get results. So maybe consider it. All right, thank you.
Kevin, does Safe Harbor have any effect on that? Retrieving and launching your boat?
It could. Yes.
Why don't we make this the first reading? We'll look into it, and we'll come back to it next.
Can I comment real quick about the safe harbor issue?
Yes.
And I understand that, I understand I'll start that, the safe harbor issue. But I'm not asking that a boat in distress, a boater in distress.
No, I understand that. I just wanted to know
Okay.
if there was any rules that over.
It's the everyday, it's the normal thing, not if we need to get in there for an emergency or a boat has to come off the water in an emergency, something like that. Okay? I just want to make that clear.
Jenny, did you have anything? Yeah, Name and address, please. And please speak into the microphone.
Jenny Hill, 109 Homestead Drive, Rossford, Ohio. I don't know what the changes are yet. I'll get a copy after the meeting to look at that, because I'd be interested to find out what the changes to the rules are. I was just kind of curious as to going forward with the marina. I know we have a marina committee, but I wondered if maybe there might be a provision that can be put in place to appoint a couple, 2 or 3 citizens to the committee as well, that either have had or do have boats at the marina, because I've noticed over the last couple of years, some decisions have been made concerning the marina and things about rules and where things are placed, but we don't have anybody that owns a boat on that committee, and there's things that have been put in place that don't really serve boaters too well.
Yeah, I would come to the next Marina Committee meeting and let them know what your thoughts are, and then also get a hold of Allison and myself.
Okay. Where do they post when those meetings are going to be? Because I don't
They're
typically.
out front on the, and they're also
They're on our
the
website also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, right outside the front door, if you look to your left, there's a calendar.
Okay, is there a motion to read ordinance 2024-34 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-34 is an ordinance amending supplemental number 7, the annual appropriation measure for the year beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31, 2024, passed by ordinance 2023-73. This is a first reading.
Allison?
I'll let Chris talk on this. This is actually additions to the.
Thank you. So there are 2 items that we're adding to the budget tonight. So last week, Chief Kitzler came to me and mentioned that the police department had received a donation, and he requested that the donation be put towards his community promotion line item. So that's the first item. The second item, I received notice from the Wood County prosecutor that several cases involving forfeited funds had been settled at the county level. Part of the case settlements involves the city remitting some of the forfeited funds back to the Wood County prosecutor's office. So this appropriation would add the seized funds back to the budget to be sent to Wood County. Happy to answer any questions.
Need a motion?
Motion to,
Suspend the second and third reading of 2024-34.
Second.
Is there anyone in the audience that has a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move for adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt ordinance 2024-34. Oberdorf.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Owen.
aye.
Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Okay, introduction of resolutions. Is there a motion to read resolution 2024-08 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-08 is a resolution authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contract for winter salt contract 081-25 and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
This is the resolution that allows us to enter into the agreement with ODOT in order to purchase the salt at the reduced price when they buy it in bulk.
Go ahead.
To suspend with the second and third reading.
Second.
Does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this evening, or any questions in regards to it? No.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to declare Resolution 2024-08 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move for adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt Resolution 2024-08. Heben.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Toth.
Aye.
Oberdorf.
Aye.
Tinney.
Aye.
Owen.
Is there a motion to read Resolution 2024-09 by title only?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of reading by title only, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 2024-09 is a resolution adopting the City of Rossford standards for the installation of underground fiber optic cable and declaring an emergency. This is a first reading.
Allison?
So the city was notified that there is a new provider that would like to come to Rossford to offer cable services. They want to do underground fiber installation, which is great. We want to have a lot of different opportunities and offerings for our citizens. However, some people have had a bad experience with some contractors out there, and we want to get some standards in place before that happens. We've had a local community that had some big issues happen as a result, and we'd like to get standards in place so that we can at least control it and enforce it.
Okay. Does anybody have an issue with that? Just need a motion.
Move to suspend second and third reading of Resolution 2024-09.
Second.
Okay, does anyone in the audience have a problem with us passing this resolution this evening, or any questions in regards to it? Jeff, please come up and state your name and address and speak into the microphone.
Jeff Epon, 177 Hannum Avenue. I don't know, I don't have an issue with the actual language, but is this going to also apply to Northwest Water, Sewer, Nagel, or is it just for this company?
This is for underground fiber optic installation because that's the new utilities that are coming here and have indicated that they'd like to come here. We've had information come from two different ones at this point. So, but the Public Works Committee is working on rolling out something similar for all you.
That's been concerned, because I know we've had issues with some of the road replacements and the contractor's not coming back. Okay.
Right.
All those in favor of suspending with the second and third reading, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to declare Resolution 2024-09 an emergency.
Second.
All those in favor of declaring an emergency, please say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Move adoption.
Second.
Vote on the motion to adopt Resolution 2024-09. Reynolds?
Aye.
Heben?
Aye.
Owen?
Aye.
Tinney?
Aye.
Oberdorf? Toth.
Aye.
Okay, council remarks, Mr. Toth.
I'd like to apologize for saying yay on my first vote. That's all I got.
Oberdorf.
Just a congratulations to Sergeant Anthony Allen for being the Crisis Intervention Officer of the Year for Wood County. And also congratulations to all of the officers that were mentioned in the memorandum. Outstanding work by some very dedicated young men. Thank
For
you.
sure. Mrs. Tenney.
I also want to thank Chief Kitzler and his staff. They've been put through some things these last couple months, and they've just come out shining, so I truly appreciate that. And other than that, no.
Mr. Owen.
I'd like to commend all the departments in the aftermath of the eclipse in having us prepared for what could have been more than what it ended up being, but kudos to everybody for being ready and aware. And also kudos to Officer Allen for his award.
Echo my fellow council folks, and then also I wanted to thank the city for the shredding event. I've heard from a couple people that went really well and was really well organized, so thank you very much.
Ms. Reynolds.
I'd like to echo everyone else's sentiments about the police department. We've done some pretty amazing work in our community, and I think that is to be commended and recognized, and I'm very grateful to our chief for doing that. I'd also like to extend my sympathy to the family and loved ones of Sandy Rowland, a fellow council person in Bowling Green, who passed away this week, and would just like to say that she was an incredible public servant to her community, and my thoughts are with her loved ones.
That's- Audience remarks.
Diane Wolf, 264 Jennings. At the Safety Committee meeting, when we discussed the Hoffman Road, no, was it streets?
Public Works.
Public Works, thank you. Public Works, they said that they would come out and kind of give us an idea where sidewalks could be by painting them in, kind of giving us a rough estimate. That's not happened.
Tyler has been out and marked it, and somebody else was out just the other day. Zach,
marked
were you
it?
out there and took a look?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay. We can knock on your door, but I know you're not there.
Yeah, it has been marked or it has not?
It has, to my knowledge. Has it been marked, Tyler? So we can come out tomorrow and we'll mark yours.
I know
Yep.
he notices the painting.
Okay,
and
yep,
you're-
we'll go
I
out
don't.
there and mark yours, so that
Okay.
you know.
All right, and then the other concern I have is that, I know it's already been approved and it's already been passed, but I feel that Ms. Reynolds should have been considered to be appointed on the committee that was her brainchild. I think it was a lot of effort she put into researching and to trying to develop a way that the community could be involved. And I feel like her not being placed on that committee is kind of a slap in the face. And I commend you for all your work. I do appreciate your help.
I'm okay.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Menarson.
Joe Menarson, 220 Jennings Road, Rossford, Ohio. This ordinance 24-31 for Jennings Road, does that include sidewalks?
Yes, it does.
Both sides, one side?
Yes, both sides.
All right, thank you.
Jeff, you had your hand up?
Jeff Alphonse, 177 Hannah Avenue. I have a couple here. What are the actual hours of operation for the parks?
Dawn to dusk.
On to dusk, okay. And then,
Unless there's an event or a
Well,
baseball game or something going on.
something's run over, and you have the festival down there, things like that, correct. And then I was wondering, with the new restrooms in place, will we be taking away the porta potties and possibly saving some money on the marina, expenses?
I think eventually we will. It's kind of harder for some of the folks on the north dock and the east wall. Yeah.
Another thing is, 795 is being resurfaced currently, or being prepared for resurfacing, 9 miles of it. Is the right turn lane at Lime City Road going to be included in that, so that they're not, are they going to widen that right away?
They're not gonna do it. This is a different project that's going on now. This is just a surfacing, and when we do that work, then that'll be more inclusive of other things other than just the surfacing.
That's what I was wondering, if they, while they had it tore up, while they were doing, they were in there closing it.
They're not in conjunction with each other, no. They will do what they can at that time, but they're two separate projects.
And the other, one other thing is, that property, there, the Recknagel property that the city purchased, according to the auditor's office, and I don't know how the auditor's office works, what it is, it showed that you paid $0 for that property?
It's because there's different parcels, so it'll probably show up next week, the full amount.
On the auditor's report. This,
I don't control the auditor's.
well, no, that's why I'm trying to get an understanding how that works, whether or not anybody here knows how that works.
Well, I know that the city paid $300,000
Right.
for that.
Yeah, that's what I was questioning, why in the auditor's site it showed $0.
You'd have to talk to the Rossford
You
record.
have to call Matt Ostry. He's the auditor.
And then, last thing is, a couple meetings ago, Mr. Heben, I asked you about the flashing sign on the side of Danny's. I was wondering if you had a chance to look at it?
I did not.
All right, because in here, there are two things in commercial zones that say, no flashing signs. Oops. Is that mine or yours? No flashing signs. The other one says illumination, no illumination involving movement or causing the illusion of movement by reason of the lighting arrangement or other services shall be permitted, which may cause confusion or hazard to traffic or conflict with traffic control signs or lights. Any of those apply?
I haven't looked at it, Jeff.
All right, okay. Chapter 1137. All right, thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Erin Crawford, 544 Bruns Drive. I want to thank the city for their shredding event, and I would like to suggest that in future events be held at a time that more residents could take advantage of them, perhaps on a Saturday or on an evening. I know that it's outside of your normal business hours, but it's also outside of work hours for those people like myself that work full-time. Thank you.
Jenny Hill, 109 Homestead Drive, Rossford, Ohio. I don't think the sign at Danny's is very distracting. If we get rid of that one, do we have to get rid of the one in front of the library and the city council here too? Because that flashes sometimes. But the one at Danny's, I don't think is that distracting. I only notice it when I'm stopped at the light in one of the first two. But as far as the marina goes, please don't get rid of all of the porta-johns, because I am on North Wall and the end of East Wall and North Wall. That is going to be a hike to that bathroom.
It helps the fishermen too.
And I hope I'm wrong that the bathrooms will not get trashed, since they are open to the public and not just that way. But it's a long haul, and since I can't use our pump out, it makes a difference. I have to use porta-johns or the bathrooms when I'm in dock, because I can't get to our pump out.
Okay, anyone else?
Chris Segura, 133 Osborne. For your committee, you initially asked us to contact you for our recommendations, correct?
No, I asked if anybody was interested in serving to contact me.
Okay.
That's
Fire
what I
department
asked.
did that initially with our recommendations for people that were willing to serve on that committee. And then after that, you asked for applications. Did any of the people that you appointed from the fire department submit any applications?
No, I didn't ask for applications. I asked for people to contact me if they were interested in serving.
You posted a thing for applications for the committee, correct?
That's not Neil McKinnon, that's Bob Tobe.
What was the applications that you posted
That was off the Rossford, the city site? That was,
for the committee?
I believe so.
Okay. Did any of the three submit an application from the department?
No, but when I promoted them, I'm sorry?
So the recommendations that we put on
You
the
can't do-
department for the committee.
Hold on a second. You can't yell up in the back of the room. If you want to say something, you have to come up and state your name and address for the record. I'm not going to tolerate that. At the end of the day, you're employees of the city of Rossford. Go ahead, Chris.
So the department gave you recommendations for every level of the department. So officers level, chiefs level, and private level. What we also recommended was one female. So that would represent the department as a whole for all levels and one of our female firefighters. Those recommendations were completely disregarded with who you appointed.
It's an
In addition to
mayoral
that,
appointment.
can I finish, please?
Yeah.
In addition to that, two of the three that you appointed, you haven't even spoke to and confirmed that they were interested in the
I
committee.
called both of them.
Did you talk to both of them?
I did call both of them.
Did
I
you
spoke with
talk
both-
to both of
Hey,
them?
Real quick, you work for me. I don't work for you. And my conversations with them are between me and them. I called both of them. And before that, when I interviewed both of them for promotion, I told them I did not want to promote anybody that isn't willing to step up and to serve and to help out the most and the best they can. And both of those guys, their attendance is much better than just about everybody else. One's a captain, one's a lieutenant. I don't know why a lieutenant in the Rossford Fire Department would have a problem with that.
You didn't even know you were promoting Joe Bella to captain when you interviewed him. Regardless.
I didn't
My
know that.
question, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
My question to you was, did you speak to both of these people about being on the committee?
I did.
You talked to them on the phone?
Spoke with both of them on the phone.
Lying. You did not talk to Joe Bella on the phone about being on the committee.
He was out of town.
What does that have to do?
First thing I said, I spoke with him on the phone.
Okay. Continuing on, the chief of the department, who's leaving in 9 days, will no longer be on the department, I'm assuming, when this committee goes through and we continue working through this with the committee. So
The committee
therefore, he
went
would be
through
a
tonight.
citizen. So that's an additional citizen on the committee and not 3 members of the department.
He's the fire chief.
He's leaving in 9
I thought
days.
he should see us through the transition.
Okay, so what is the plan for his successor in that transition?
I'm working on that right now.
Are you putting out applications or
I'm
job
talking
postings
to,
or?
I'm talking to different individuals around Northwest Ohio.
So
I'll
you,
also be talking to a couple of our guys internally.
so you are not posting this job?
Right now, it's not posted, but I haven't decided yet.
9 days. He's leaving in 9 days.
Well aware of that. Anyone else?
Diane Wolf, 264 Jennings. No disrespect at all, Neil. You do work for every one of the people
I'm
that's
well
sitting here
aware
as a
of that.
citizen, including Mr. Segura, who is a resident of Rossford above and beyond being a firefighter. And I know that there's tension. That was an
There's not
inappropriate
tension.
comment. You can hear the tension, you can feel the tension between you and Mr. Segura every time you speak.
Anyways, that's.
So that being said, I take offense to you saying you don't work for us.
I didn't say that. I said I don't work for you.
Well, he
works for us.
He is a Rossford resident.
He's here in his uniform with his radio, his hat on.
Firefighter.
What did I say? No. What did I just say? You don't get to yell from the back of the room.
Above and beyond that conversation, he is a Rossford resident.
I'm well aware
And he
of
does
that.
deserve to speak here
And
like any
so
other
am I.
resident. Absolutely, absolutely. On a totally different note, I'm hoping as the plans for Jennings Road come through, that they're seriously looking at the trees that are going to be in the way of these sidewalks and maybe later cause a problem with those sidewalks. Make it part of the project to get those trees out of the way. I'm not a big fan of losing my only shade in my front yard, but I'm also not a fan of being one of those neighbors that has a buckled sidewalk. And that will be the problem if the proposed sidewalk goes where the stakes are in my yard. So I'd really like for those trees to be addressed as part of the project before you go putting a sidewalk in that will be like the sidewalks on Hannah and Buckle, and people won't use them anyway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?